great, is He not? Just to be able to sit in His presence during that song and just think about His greatness, His goodness, His graciousness, His glory. And boy, what a God. What a God. Amen. All right. Joshua chapter 1. Anyone have a word of testimony on their heart this morning? While we're turning to Joshua chapter 1. All right, Joshua chapter number 1. We've looked at these scriptures through the years, as well as many others have, and we've been going in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amen. Amen. Yeah, yeah. Amen. Amen. Yes, sir. Amen. Yeah. Amen. That's right. That's right. Yes. Sure. Amen. Amen. Yes, sir. Amen. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Amen. Sure. Right. Yes, ma'am. Amen. We're thankful for you too. Amen. 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 Anyone else? I really felt like something. I had to ask that because I really felt like somebody needed to say something. So I don't know if it was all of you or one of you or who it was. Maybe there's somebody else, and so sometimes it does good just to pump the brakes and just Sometimes we go from one song to the next, to the special, to the message, and that's all right in and of itself. Sometimes we just need to slow down a minute and sit in His presence. Sit in His presence. Be still, He said. We don't live in a still world, do we? It ain't like it was 50, 70 years ago, is it? It's a lot faster pace. Anyone else? Amen. Well, I'm thankful. I'm grateful for a number of things, but I'm everything that's good and of my life. And even the bad things. You know, many times we just thank Him for the good things, but here in Joshua, we realize that if it wasn't for something bad happening, that we wouldn't understand our faith and what faith really is. And you know, it's this flood stage. God allows this river to flood, and that's going to cause there to be an obstacle. And you may not have a literal river in your life, but God has flooded your river probably. And there's been a lot of times in my life my river floods. Sometimes it's because I make it flood, but there's a lot of times God ordains those floods in our life. And sometimes it is tested by Satan. And but it's all about Him. Him being exemplified through us. He wants people to see Him in us. And when those floods arise, you know, we can do a number of things. We can drown, or we can just submit to that and trust the Lord. And so I'm thankful this morning for how great God is in my life. And I'm not good. I'm not great. If y'all could see my heart and my mind, y'all would vote me out yesterday. And I think that would be all of our testimony. The only one that's good is God. The only one that's great is God. And I say that with all honesty this morning. Romans tells us there's none that doeth good, no, not one. And it is the Lord. It is the Lord this morning. And so I hope you know Him today. I hope you know Him. Now once we know Him, we can be good. We can be gracious. We can show some glory. But it's only because of Him and through Him. And so I'm thankful today, not just for the good things in my life and the wonderful things, but I want to be thankful for even the tough things and the bad things. Because Romans 8:28 says that God works all things together. All things together. And so that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's not a buffet, is it? We don't get to go down the line choosing what we want, what we like. And so I just wanted to thank the Lord for even the unwanted things. We call them bad things. But in God's eyes, I don't think there is bad things. Because when He uses them, it's all for good. It's all for good. Anyone else this morning? Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Amen. 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 Anyone else? It's just us and the Lord. I know. I know. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. And that ain't the only church that's like that. You just don't hear things that I hear, and I don't always tell things that I do know. But I felt like our relationship with Brother Tim that you needed to know, and he needs our prayers. And you're right. I'm thankful. Yeah. That's right. That's right. And we're by no means perfect, but when you let God be God, all that other stuff don't matter. And there's one God, one Spirit, one Lord. You know, that's the hardest thing for a church to do, is just have unity, because it's made up of different people. I mean, just look around. You know, the way you live your life, the way I live my life, the way you conduct things, I conduct things, you know, and outside of the four walls. And then when we all come in here, we've all got to have that unity. And that's tough. That's tough for a lot of churches to do. And lay that selfishness aside, that control. We in our lesson today, mine and Caleb's lesson, talked about the domination by Satan in Christians' lives, in churches' lives. And I never heard that put the way that it was. That Satan didn't want God's character. He wanted God's control. You think about that. Satan, when he left heaven, when Lucifer left as an angel, he did not want God's character. He didn't want holiness, mercifulness. He didn't want graciousness. He didn't want love. He did not want God's character. He wanted God's control. And that's why some churches struggle. And we want God's character and God's control. And that will be our heart's desire. Amen. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. Well, Joshua 1 through 6, 5. You know this verses. We're not going to read it this morning. But 3 times in this chapter, he says, verse 6, be strong and of a good courage. Verse 7, only be thou strong and very courageous. And then verse 9, have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. So, Miss June, I think it'd be appropriate if you just sing for us again. If you need this altar, and maybe you need to be saved this morning, won't you be saved? Won't you sing for us, sister?